Hi, my name is Anna, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a glow oil, specifically the glow oil that I make for my skincare brand that helps with hyperpigmentation. So I'm just going to be showing you guys the process that I go through and some of the ingredients that I do use in there. Obviously I'm not going to give you the full list down to the measurements because it is a product that I do sell. But it'll just give you an idea if you're home and do want to create your own facial oil serum that helps to fade your dark marks and hyperpigmentation. So let's jump right into it. As you can see, I am in the office slash my living room, but we digress. Let's get to it. So this oil is actually one of the products that I have in my new collection coming out called the Glow Collection. That collection is specifically for people of color. I only make products for people of color because I feel like we're not represented enough in the beauty industry. So, you know, but this collection is for treating dark spots, hyperpigmentation, and uneven skin tone because that's something that I've struggled with for a long time. Still do, especially with the fact that I have eczema. So every time I clear my spots up, here comes a eczema flare up, then I break out and then I'm starting from scratch again. So these products, I figured if I use them on a daily basis, then that'll kind of lessen the chance of me getting a spot if I do break out or if I do have a flare up. So this is the glow oil. That is the glow oil. It'll be released this Tuesday when the Glow Collection drops. So whenever I create products, I always create enough so that I can have some left over to study, especially if it's like a new product. If it's like one of the products that I have that have been selling for, like, my business has been up and running for the past 2 years. It just started gaining some traction for the last, I would say, year to 6 months. But I always for safety always have like a sample of the product that I made just to make sure that it doesn't grow mold, just to make sure that it doesn't change in color, because, you know, this is people's skin we're talking about, and I'm very careful with that because I also use it on my skin. So I want to make sure that it's not only good for me, but it's also good for you guys. So we're going to be making the glow oil. The main oils in this is going to be jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is very good. It mimics the natural sebum that the skin produces, so it's not gonna feel too heavy. It's not gonna sit on top of your skin. It's really just gonna sink in. And I'm not somebody that's gonna keep shit to myself. This is where I get my oils from. If I don't get it from well, this is the brand, but I get it from Bulk Apothecary. And then sometimes I'll get my oils from Lotion Crafters. It depends on, like, you know, the price point at the time. But I'm very big on quality, so I will spend the money on my ingredients because I know it's gonna make my products bomb, which is gonna make you guys love it even more and keep coming back and have glowing skin. So I don't have a problem with that. The next oil is gonna be Argan Oil. This is a great oil for the skin. It's great for the hair. It's just a great nourishing oil. These are not they do have moisturizing properties, but that's not the main job. You still need to use a moisturizer. I hate people that only use oils and not like an actual water-based moisturizer. Ugh, we don't do that around here. And then the next oil is rosehip oil. Rosehip oil is so good for the skin, especially if you want to fade pigmentation. You definitely need to incorporate rosehip oil into anything that you're formulating or DIYing. The next thing, where is it? The next thing that I have in here, oil based, that is gonna help to really fade those spots, is called Carrot Resin, and I got it from Formulator Sample Shop. I've been really loving this. I first tried it in one of my body scrubs, which I've discontinued all my body scrubs. I'll eventually bring them back once, you know, everything is settled face wise. But this, I really love it. It's straight from the carrot It also has, I want to say it has glycerin in it, and glycerin is very good for hydrating and moisturizing the skin. And then there's two secret ingredient. They're powders. I'm not gonna say the name, but they're powders, and their specific job is to really tackle the hyperpigmentation in the skin. Scale. So you need your scale. I have my beakers, I have my stirring rods, and then I also have my spatulas. Most of the time, these are the things that I'm using to formulate. Or sometimes I'll use like a measuring cup, but like the really big ones. So I already sanitized my hands, but I'm gonna do it again because I was touching all those bottles. I like to use alcohol or hand sanitizer, whichever one I have available. I'm really trying to not make this video long. If you guys want to go support your girl, my website is happyglowskincare.com. Also, my Instagram is happyglowskincare. So before I even start formulating, I always make sure that I have my formula. This is my formulation book, or one of my formulation books. So I make sure that I have my formula written down. I have everything weighed out into grams because that's how I formulate. That's like the easiest way I find to formulate. So I have everything in percentage, and then I calculate it over to grams. And then I measure it out into how much of the product that I want to make. So we're making 20 ounces of the glow oil because it comes in 1 ounce, and I want to make 20 of these just to start out with. So yeah, we're gonna make 20 ounce. You're going to need 56 grams safflower. So I zeroed out my scale. You always want to remember to zero your scale out so you don't get your measurements confused. So I have my temperature gun, which I use to check my temperature of the water. I have my powders ready to go in, and then I have my oil covered up on the double boiler. So we're just gonna let time do its thing, and we're gonna keep checking periodically just to make sure that it doesn't go over the required temperature degree. So as I said, I use a double boiling method. So that's when you put your water in a pan and then put your beaker into the boiler. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and cover my beaker with some foil paper so that nothing gets in it, and you know, we don't contaminate anything. We always want to keep a sterile feel. My kitchen is clean. I only formulate if I have to use my kitchen after I've cleaned and then done my dishes and everything, so that no cross contamination happens. So we're gonna cover this with foil and let it sit in our double boiler until it gets to the temperature that it needs to be. Okay, so I took my gloves off. We are going to check the temperature of our oil using our temp gun, and it's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit, which is exactly where I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my boil down and slowly start to add my powders in, and you guys are gonna watch how it dissolves. Trying to do this with one hand. I'm just gonna show you like the beginning process and show you guys how it dissolves. I'm gonna add a little bit at a time, and you'll see how it dissolves. Like the powder is pretty much gone. That's how you activate your powders in your formula. We're just gonna mix it in until it fully dissolves, which I think it's all gone now. Just a few more particles, but that's really how you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the powders in off camera, and then we'll check back in. All right, now that we have got our powders melted, as you can see, the oil is back to being clear. we are gonna go ahead and add our other oil-based ingredients. I've done this while I was experimenting about 5 to 10 different times, and I found that once my oils are melted and the the oil is still hot. Right now it's about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to go ahead and add my other oils instead of waiting until it cools down, because I noticed that if I wait until it cools down, then it's going to have some sediments in it, and I don't really want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my jojoba oil, because that can manage the heat. See how golden it is? This is some good stuff for the skin. I love jojoba oil. It was one of the first oils I started formulating with about 2 years ago, and I've loved it ever since. As I said, it mimics the natural oil that the skin produces. So alright, so we're gonna mix that in, making sure that we're still maintaining that clear field, and that our powders are not becoming hardened. As I said, it's dissolved, but with experimenting, I found that if I let it cool, the powders will come back to sediment. All right, so we got the jojoba oil. I'm gonna add my next oil. This is our rosehip oil. It's also another rich and golden oil. I love this oil. Like I said, it's great for pigmented skin. It really just gives your skin that nice glow, and it also is a fast absorbent oil, so it doesn't sit on top of the skin. It really sinks right in, and it helps to fade your marks with long-term use. These are not overnight fixes. These are products and ingredients that you have to consistently use in your skincare routine. So you're not gonna use this oil one night and then see all your spots faded. It really doesn't work like that, especially when it comes to natural or organic ingredients. You have to give it time. And when I formulate, if you've been paying attention, I use a mixture of natural and processed ingredients. I do market my brand as natural because that's 95% of the ingredients, and then the other 5% is really ingredients that have been clinically tested and researched. So I'm not just out here using any old ingredients, because like I said, I use the products on my skin too. So all the ingredients are either natural, organic, or clinically researched and tested ingredients that have been proven to work. Like I use glycolic acid. This is a ingredient that is derived from sugarcane. I also use lactic acid. This is used in my exfoliating jelly mask. This comes from milk. So these are natural ingredients that is derived from somewhere else. So, and they've been clinically tested, research, everything. So the research and the proof is there to back up all the ingredients that I use. Anyways, moving on. So our oil is about 95% done. Our powders are still melted. None of them are coming back. The oil is still warm. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So I've already added all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the carrot resin in there. This oil is so good for the skin. It has so many nourishing ingredients that really is gonna go in, help to take care of the hyperpigmentation and dark spots in your skin. All right, so we have a few more ingredients to go and then we will be done. And you saw how much darker it got once the carrot resin got in there. Yes. So you know it's really gonna get deep into the skin and do its thing. Another ingredient that I use is called bisabolol, and this is it's called bisabolol natural, and this is an ingredient penetrator, so it helps all of those awesome ingredients penetrate deeper into the skin layer, where it's really gonna go ahead and make some massive improvement in your skin. Our next ingredient is going to be our preservative. Yes, I use preservative in all of our products. This is going to help the product last longer. So all of our products last about 8 to 12 months depending on the product. The oil products usually last the longest, so you can have your oil products for a year before it expires. This also helps to prevent any mold and bacteria from forming in your product, so you don't have to worry about any of that when using any Happy Glow skincare product. I know a lot of people tend to be against preservatives, and that's what I mean when I say I use a mixture of natural and also processed ingredients. So yeah, let's move on. So we're gonna add our preservative, and so because my phone wanted to die on me, I got as much of the footage incorporating the ingredients as I can. But this is our final product. It's still clear, so our powders did not come back and sediment. Like I said, it's still kind of warm, so what I like to do is I like to leave it for at least a day or two to just let it sit, and so the ingredients can commingle and really marinate with each other. So yeah, this oil is really going to help with your dark spots, your hyperpigmentation. I recommend to use it at night. I've also used it during the day, but I always wear sunscreen, so I put my moisturizer, put the glow oil, and then I put my sunscreen. And then if I'm wearing makeup that day, then I'll put my makeup on top of everything. And that's really how I use it. So this is the finished result. I'm gonna show you guys the consistency and how it works into the skin. I'm gonna apply 3 drops to my skin and work it in. As I said before, it's a very dry oil, but it still gives you that glow, but without all the oil sitting on top of your skin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, found some information in it. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Happy Glow Skincare, and check out my website at happyglowskincare.com. Leave your comments, questions, and concerns in the comment section. Let me know if you guys want more formulating videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.